Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Castello Show. It is match week 20. Super excited to be back with you. We had a little break the last few weeks. John, where are we right now?
We're in match week 20.
Well, physically, where are we?
We're in South Carolina.
We are at the new studio, ladies and gentlemen. The studio is accompanied by a whole house and stuff. So that really
4 studios this season. Keeps changing. This is the last change. It'll be more decorated as we go on, but this is the last change.
Well, and this was solely motivated by tax purposes for the show because we just have so many listeners and sponsors, and we were tired of paying North Carolina, so we've taken our business elsewhere. We're really excited to be back with you. It's been a few weeks off. We're not going to go through all the weeks we missed. We figured we'd just kind of pick up like it's a normal week. Starting with last week's matchups. Actually, did we want to talk about the Club World Cup at all?
We can.
I don't care. Fluminense went pretty far, and that's cool.
I'm happy about all the issues with filling the stands.
Yeah.
And how much FIFA had to discount their prices, and they still couldn't fill stands.
The only really my Club World Cup highlight so far, did you see what Ibrahimovic said about Miami?
No.
So Messi, when they got knocked out, they asked Zlatan what he thought about Messi's performance, and he was like, Messi is the greatest of all time, and he would have won this tournament if he had teammates instead of statues. He was like, they're useless, they don't know how to move off the ball, it's not a real team. Messi needs to get out of there. They have no coaches. It was crazy.
I agree on the coaching.
It might be side. The harshest review of a team I've seen in a while.
No, I mean, they definitely, you see they lack movement and they're not dynamic and stuff like that. But there are some of those players. I mean, Busquets is one of the best sixes.
Yeah, well, and also, Miami... Against Montreal, they look pretty fucking dynamic.
They're playing PSG.
Right. It's a little
probably
silly.
The best club team in the world right now. So
yeah. But it was really funny, and it made me happy to read that. So I did want to at least bring it up. Let's get into last week's matchups. We had a weird week last week. Started on Thursday, Friday games, Saturday games, and a Sunday game as well. So I'm just going to run through all the scores.
Without a double game.
Yeah. I'm going to run through every score, just like we always do, and then we'll kind of go to individual games that we cared about. Starting on Thursday, NYCFC 3-1 over Toronto at home. Then we've got Dallas losing 2-1 to Minnesota. Colorado losing 2-1 to Kansas City. LA Galaxy 3-0 upset over Vancouver. Then we move into the Saturday games. We've got 2-2 Charlotte-Orlando. 2-1 Cincy over Chicago. DC and Atlanta with a very boring 0-0 draw.
2 awful, boring teams. Should have guessed that.
We've got Miami 4-1 over Montreal. Austin, LA did not complete their match. Then we had Nashville.
I don't think they started their match.
I don't think they did either, actually.
No, I wasn't already hit.
I wasn't paying attention. I just know there's no score posted.
But I think the Storms had already hit.
Nashville 1-0 over Philly. Then we've got RSL 3-2 over St. Louis. Portland Timbers 2-1 over New England. Houston Dynamo 4-3 on the road over San Diego. 1-1 draw San Jose, New York. Red Bulls. And then Sunday, our only game was a 1-1 draw between Seattle and Columbus.
See how that ended?
I did not.
The Steph Fry injury.
Oh, no.
And there was still time on the clock. It was head injury.
Eek.
I forgot the player, but I think his knee came into his head. It was a collision.
Oof.
And then there was still some time on the clock. Columbus should have had a corner.
Mm-hmm.
And both coaches decided to just stop the game. There was no reason to finish it out.
Wow.
Yeah. We always talk shit about Nancy.
Yeah.
But he does come up with those... Chivalrous isn't the right word, but...
Etiquette. I don't know exactly what you'd say.
Yeah, but no, this guy's really hurt bad. We don't know how the extent of the injury. There's no reason to keep playing. Let's just end the game. Even though we have a goal scoring opportunity with a new keeper coming in who's not really warmed up.
Yeah. No, well, I'm not going to lie to you. If I was Columbus, I would kind of want the points right now. It's not like they're far and ahead first place or anything.
Yeah. But I thought that was pretty cool.
Yeah, no, that's nice.
Fry is.
Are there any updates?
What I read today, he's coming along.
Okay.
Yeah. So.
Well, that's good. The first game I really wanted to talk about was LA 3-0 over Vancouver.
Awesome.
Not what I was expecting out of this match.
Chronologically, the first clean sheet of the week was LA. And by the way, 4 teams had clean sheets, and LA Galaxy was one of them.
Yeah, not a normal week.
Against a Vancouver B team. Some of the guys are back from the Canadian team, but still the Americans are gone.
Yeah, well, and that really hurt. I mean, going through, like, you still have some of those names that you're used to seeing.
Vitae's back.
Yeah, no Brian White, no Berhalter. I mean, they're a big part of the lineup.
Very big.
Paintsel with 2 goals, and then Nascimento with a goal.
That's the one who looks like Jafar. He looks like a young Jafar.
I know who you're talking about.
Yeah,
yes.
He's got the big lips, the evil eyes, and the shit stash.
It was a good week for LA, though. They looked really in control of the match the whole time.
Making a playoff run.
Yeah, I don't know if this is going to continue.
I think they're mathematically eliminated. That's how bad they are.
If they're not, they're close. I mean, honestly, the Galaxy just wants to get wins under their belt. They want to go out and have good performances. Clean sheets are nice, show you actually get the concept of the game and what we're trying to do. And Vancouver, I mean, honestly, with that many players out, this is not a game they should lose, but I think it'll be okay. Moving on down, Charlotte blowing a 2-0 lead at home.
Shocking, though?
It wasn't. Well, it was funny because I went out to watch this game, which I don't normally do because Charlotte sucks. But anytime they play Orlando, like, this is one of the almost unspoken rivalries in the MLS where, like, I'm supposed to hate Atlanta, but I don't really hate Atlanta. I hate Orlando more.
Well, yes, but we've also been there.
Yeah, well, in Orlando,
and this team, there's likable parts of this team. I mean, I really like Ojeda.
Yeah.
But, like, I really hate some things about this team. I don't like some of the ways they play. I don't like some of their players.
Yeah, Thorolfsson and company.
Schneigel? Am I saying that right?
Probably. Who cares?
The guy gets a yellow card every game, sometimes a red. He never plays the ball. The ball only plays the man.
Yeah. But, I mean, honestly, with no Ajamong...
Schlegel.
Gotcha. With no Ajamong, Charlotte putting up goals is nice. I mean, and they were 2-0 up.
And no Zaha either.
True. And that's another... Here's the thing.
It's one of the reasons I like BL this week, by the way.
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't play him, but I told your mom to.
But I think Charlotte scoring without them and then those guys coming back could be good. I also think it could be bad. I think maybe, hey, no Zaha, we got to be more creative. It puts BL
right, everybody else has to do more, and then they did, and then they sit back again and let him.
Yeah.
Kind of the Messi effect.
Also, did you see Bronico get elbowed in the face?
I did. Right away at the beginning of the game.
Crazy.
Well, the best was, nothing's called at first, and he's like, look at my face. And he's like, look at me. No, look at me.
Yeah. No, It was pretty blatant.
Yeah.
Moving on, we've got Cincinnati 2-1 over Chicago. I thought this could be a Cincy clean sheet, but Evander with 12 points, goal and an assist. Zinkernagel with the goal.
Yeah, Chicago's a tough team to shut out.
Yeah, I mean, they're an attacking team, and Zinkernagel's on a tear right now.
Yeah.
Gutman with an assist. Orejano with an assist. I mean, Orejano's starting to really put up numbers.
Gutman always gets assists when I don't play him, and then when I do, he gets -2 points.
Yeah. Orejano's starting to look better, though. Kevin Denke with a goal as well. I mean, it's a good performance from Cincy. I think any win over Chicago is good. They're not that easy of a team to shut out. You'll take 2-1. Miami-Montreal, I mean, this was the bigger game of the week.
The get-right game after
the
PSG flouncing.
And they did. Messi, 2 goals and an assist. Allende, goal and an assist. Segovia with a goal. Suarez with an assist. I mean, it was the usual suspects. They looked very good. Messi had that solo goal through like 7 guys that's been all over everything. Owusu did score. I got to be honest with you. Owusu, I'm really starting to not even dislike him because it's nothing personal. It's just he so underperforms. I felt like he had chances in this game.
Yeah, he scored quite a bit lately.
Yeah, well, and I just, for every time I'm looking at stats and I see, like, oh, Owusu had a brace last week. And then I go watch the game and it's like, oh my God, he missed like 5 breakaways.
I feel like there's a lot of guys in MLS, though, that happens with. Wow, that should have been a goal.
Yeah.
That should have been a goal.
Moving on, Nashville 1-0 over Philly. Hani with the goal in this one, and I honestly, if Nashville has even an okay matchup, you need to just take every Nashville defender and Joe Willis.
So it was funny because going into this game, I had Wagner as one of my 3 defenders.
Yep.
And when I saw the lineup that Philly put out, I took him out and I put in Nahar.
Yeah.
Because I felt really strongly about a Nashville clean sheet with that lineup they put out. No Ura, no Baribo. It was not.
Yeah, well, and it does beg the question, what the fuck is going on with Philly?
I don't know. And maybe guys are away. I know there was something with Baribo at some point having trouble getting back into the country.
Right.
I think that's passed. I don't know that for sure, but I think that's passed. Ura, I don't know.
Yeah.
It was Damiani, who's fine, and then I think that Donovan guy. So
right,
I'm not really sure why he's playing over Ura.
Yeah, it was a weird lineup out of Philly.
Yeah, the young kid,
Kevin
Sullivan was playing. Yeah, is his brother on the U.S. men's national team right now?
I don't think so. He might be, but I'm pretty sure he's not.
Okay.
Moving on down, RSL don't care. Timbers don't care. Houston 4-3 over San Diego.
San Diego should be embarrassed.
Yeah, you can't give up 4 goals to Houston.
Really, at home.
Yeah.
San Diego is... It's so funny because people raved about him. Then it was like, oh, they came back to earth. And now they're raving about him again. And Dreyer's the MVP and all this. They are a severely... Not... inconsistent. That's the right word.
Yeah, hot and cold.
Yeah, I almost said underperforming. That's not true. They are insanely inconsistent. And it's really annoying.
Yeah. Well, and it's also like
Houston with no Jack McGlynn scored 4 goals.
Yeah.
Well, that's crazy.
And I will say this for San Diego.
At home.
Dreyer is consistent.
Yep.
The team around him does not feel consistent. I mean, Godoy's had good games, but it's certainly not every game. That Valakari, I feel like his name comes in and out as like a good player. There's a lot of guys that are just
Lozano's very inconsistent. He'll have great games and then he'll do nothing. And this game, he subbed in. He didn't start, so that's not his fault.
Yep. Ponce with 2 goals. I mean, he's a guy that just, when you get him on the right week, he goes off. Yeah. He's so hard to predict.
But it's very hard to predict. I never take him.
He has San Diego-itis. Honestly, it's just hard to tell. By the way, so no Jack McGlynn. Also, Griffin Dorsey only played a minute, so they didn't even have him for most of the match.
Oh, my God.
Just a rough scoreline for San Diego. We already talked about Seattle, Columbus. That's really all I got. I mean, San Jose Red Bulls 1-1. I didn't...
2 red cards in that game, 1 for each team.
Really?
Yeah.
Who got the Reds? Let's see.
DeJuan Jones got a 2nd yellow.
Eek.
Yeah, and I was thinking about him, and I took Vitor Costa, which, by the way, I don't know why soccer loves to make everything an own goal whenever they can.
Yeah. No, that was a shot.
Right.
It's a deflection and in, but that doesn't...
If the San Jose players didn't do what they did, that never would have went off his foot and in. Right. Like, you should be credited with that. For me, I had Costa, who would have gotten the goal, and the announcers originally said that, and I had Espinoza, who should have gotten the assist.
Yeah.
So that was 9 points gone there.
Eek.
Yeah. And who knows on the key passes and all that kind of crap on it. It could have been more. But 9 points. I, by the way, lost by 2. So.
Yeah, that sucks.
That was painful.
Using
But
that as a
in
segue.
hockey, they want to credit it to the attacking team. There are
Right.
times when it's an own goal in hockey, right? And this guy just did this and that's it. There's no. But in soccer, they want to credit it to the own goal as much as possible, and I just don't like it.
Yeah, no, it's a little silly. Well, and especially if we're going to count every PK the same as a regular goal, then why doesn't
Ridiculous.
that one count as
Yeah.
a goal? Going into last week's games, John, do you want to start it off?
Yeah, you want me to go through my scores and lineup and all
Yeah.
that? So I had 98 points, which was actually pretty good.
Yeah.
498 was my weekly rank.
Mm-hmm.
I'm 1166 overall now. I should have pulled this up. Oh, I have it in a spreadsheet. Surprise. But in Charlotte, I had the 18th best score for the week, and I'm 34th overall now. So pretty good. Still not where I want to be.
Yeah.
But pretty good. I lost 100 to 98. I've actually lost 5 out of my last 6. What's crazy is, so I was in the top 500 overall, which is pretty high when there's over 15,000 people. Our league, I was the 1, 2, 3. I was the 4th highest scorer in our league.
Yeah.
And my wife had 1 less point than me. So 97 points was the 5th highest in our league out of 10 people. Like, our league had...
Yeah. No, our league's really good. Well, and also every year when someone sucks, they usually quit and don't come back.
Yeah, and then replace them with people. Yeah, I mean, that's true. But still, I mean, that was disappointing. I mean, I thought I was going to win. Travis is who beat me.
Nice.
So, hats off to Travis. Congratulations. He's creeping up that board. He's in the playoffs now. But he's going to start jumping people. He could start jumping me. I lost 5 out of my last 6.
Eek.
So, yeah. So, goalkeeping and defense. Well, goalkeeping especially this week, but they always kill me. I'm just terrible on that end.
Yeah.
I had Romero in, had 0 points. He was on my bench. Didn't get the clean sheet. Had an own goal, which was -2, so he had 0 points. So, I put Dos Santos on the field.
Right.
At home against Houston, who numbers-wise was the right team on the road to pick against. Let up 4 goals, -1 points.
Yeah, it's rough.
Yeah, so my defense wasn't terrible. I mean, Nahar got 7, like I said, on the clean sheet. And Costa had 4. With that goal, he would have had double digits.
Yeah.
But Patty McNair, also San Diego, that's where I doubled up defensively with San Diego, and he had 0 as well. So I had Hack on the bench with Romero, so I guess I doubled up there as well. And he only got 2. So he stayed on the bench. Midfield, Evander with 12, Dreyer with 6, Heel with 9, and Espinoza with 5. I had Wolf on the bench. He got 11. And I felt really good after that first day. Like I picked the guy. But he did play because my 4th defender I scrubbed out. I had Joveljic and Messi up top. Messi was my captain. Joveljic with 7, Messi with 19, so it gave me 38. I had Benteke on the bench. I really thought. First game back, at home, against Atlanta.
Yeah, no, it seemed like something could happen there.
3 points. So
he's older,
I was a little,
though. I really think you do need a game to get
I
back
was worried, and that's why he was on my bench and not on the field.
Yeah.
So, but that was my team, 98 points, like I said. I lost again. What do you got?
Yeah. 70 points. I did
beat you.
lose week rank 4,300 something, so not very good. But overall rank still 1077, and I'm 32nd in Charlotte, so not exactly where we want to be, but we're still in the top 10% on both. I had Romero, and then I put in Willis and got the clean sheet off Willis. Backline is really where I went wrong. I had Blackman and Veselinovic, and then I had McNair as well. So 3 points out of 3 defenders collectively. I did have Evander captained, which Wasn't the best captain, but it worked. I mean,
But
it
he
wasn't
wasn't
a bad
bad. I mean,
pick,
12 points out of your captain. It's just that Messi had 19. So.
Yeah. I had Ojeda and Heel, 9 points each, and then I had Dreyer on the bench and Anthony, who didn't play, but by the time that game was going, I was already out of it and just stopped giving a shit, so I didn't even look. Arango up top, 4 points, Alawasai with 7, and then I had Alonso Martinez as my bench striker with 1. So, I wasn't really even thinking about Messi. I figured coming off Club World Cup, and then when that game was kicking off, I was not looking, and then it was too late by the time,
Yeah, you're never looking, it seems.
No, I'm not.
You got to get more involved, guy.
Yeah, that's my bad. But
you do a show on this stuff, right?
yeah, well, and usually, I mean, honestly, double game weeks are the best because Wednesday nights I'm not doing anything, so I have nothing. But Saturday I got shit going on. I got to go to Home Depot. I got a whole life outside of this show.
Maybe Bed Bath and Beyond. I don't know if we'll have enough time.
Right. But I mean, honestly, 70 points. This wasn't the worst week ever. A couple things changed, and this is a 100-point week, so not the end of the world. Looking out to next week's game. So, starting Wednesday.
Semi-double game week. 4 teams are on a double.
Yes. So, Wednesday, our doubles, our first games really, is New England playing Miami at 7:30, and then we've got LAFC Colorado at 10.
And those are your doubles. I mean, those are... You do have Canadian Cup games, U.S. Open Cup games. They obviously don't count. But a lot of these teams are actually playing too as well. They're just not getting the benefit of the double game week in the fantasy league. So there are guys that on a single that may not play on Saturday. You should really go heavy on your doubles anyway.
Yeah, I would.
But even more reason that some of these guys on singles might have the same chance of playing as the guys on the double come Saturday.
Right. So we've got those 4 playing Wednesday. Then Saturday, starting at 7:30, we've got Charlotte hosting NYCFC. We've got Cincinnati, Columbus for another Hell is Real. We've got Miami, Nashville, Orlando, Montreal, Philly, and Red Bulls. Then we've got Toronto, Atlanta. Moving on to 8:30, we have Austin, New England, Chicago, San Diego, Sporting Kansas City, Seattle, Minnesota, San Jose. Then 9:30, we've got the Rapids playing the Whitecaps. We've got RSL playing Houston. Then we go to 10:30, LA Galaxy, DC United, LAFC playing Dallas. And then Sunday, just one match, we've got St. Louis hosting the Timbers. So a lot of good matchups. And there's some interesting one-team matchups as well. I mean, Orlando, definitely a team I'm thinking about. Anyone versus Montreal is always a team I'm thinking about. Toronto at home with Atlanta coming to visit. I mean, there's potential for something to happen there.
Red Bull, completely different team on the road than at home. They're the highest scoring team at home this season on a goals per game average basis.
Right.
I'm not saying the most goals period, and they've played more games. Goals per game, they have the most goals at home in the league. On the road, they are the 4th worst team.
Eek.
It is almost 2 full point difference, 2 full goal difference from home games to away games.
Yeah.
So a team you definitely want to key in a defense, which this week is Philadelphia, who a lot of people will like Wagner anyway for what he brings. Now they're playing one of the worst scoring road teams. So
looking at my team this week, hold on. We're making one change. I apologize.
Do you want me to go with mine then?
No, we're good.
Okay.
All right, so I've got Lloris at the back right now. I do have Ivicic on my bench, but it's probably going to be Lloris if we're being honest. Across back line, I've got Freeman, Wagner, and Segura. Then I've got 2 DNPs. Then midfield, I've got Heel and Mihailovic starting right now because they're both on the double, so they're going to play. Evander also on the field, and then I've got Dreyer and Ojeda on the bench. Up top, I've got Messi as my captain right now. I don't know if he's going to play too. I mean, he's been playing a lot of games lately, but we'll see what the lineup is Wednesday.
Those guys always want to play.
Yeah.
They keep saying that about the Miami team, and that Mascherano needs to put his foot down and say, no, you need to rest. because they do not want to sit. The problem is he will never do that to a player like Messi.
No.
So Messi's going to continue to play.
I got to be honest, you shouldn't. If he wants to get out there, you let him get out there.
Sometimes you as the coach know better when it comes to their health and stuff. It's just like a pitcher that's gone too long. He doesn't want to come out.
Yeah.
But you can see as the coach watching the game that he has lost his stuff.
Right.
You've got to pull him. Even though he wants to stay out there, you've got to pull him. So
yeah.
You could now Messi doesn't ever look like he lost his stuff, but you can look, wow, he looks tired this game.
Right.
Maybe even in practice going into it.
Well, and part of how Messi...
Which I don't know how hard he works in practice. He's kind of really cerebral at this point. And
well, and how he plays does warrant itself to playing a lot of games.
He does a lot of walking.
Yeah, I mean, it's not
He does a lot of walking.
He's not sprinting around the field all game.
Nope. He he picks his spots, and then he goes.
Yeah.
So, I think, you look at the lineup Wednesday, he's starting, he's your captain.
Yeah. I've got Bouanga up top with him, and then on the bench, I've got Suarez. I've also been thinking about Muriel and actually Benteke going to the Galaxy. I think, they want to win after that draw, and I don't think the Galaxy is going to win 2 in a row. So that's kind of where I'm at right now. John, who do you have this week?
So it's funny. A lot of our team is the same.
Really?
We differ somewhat on the bench. I still have Suarez on the bench.
Mm-hmm.
I think this could be a really good week for Benteke.
Yeah.
But if you're going to give me 2 games of Suarez, I'll take him over everybody on a single.
Yeah, no, for sure.
Everybody.
And I do have Suarez in right now. I mean, if he's starting Wednesday, Suarez probably just gets
And you watch some games when Suarez and Messi keep connecting, and they each have the assists for the other's goals, and all of a sudden they have 16 and 20 in one game.
Yeah.
So I just think, and Suarez hasn't done much lately. I have Suarez on my bench. I like him. There's a little fear factor. So he is on my bench.
Mm-hmm.
But I'll start. I'll go back to, not start, because I've already started. My back line. Lurie in goal. I have him on the bench in goal, though. I have a St. Louis scrub in right now because they play at the end.
Gotcha.
Barring any disasters, Lurie will wind up staying the keeper. But you don't know. He could get hurt in that first game. He could get a red card.
Yeah.
He could have negative points like Dos Santos or something like that. So he's on the bench just in case. But I don't foresee that changing without a disaster. On the field for my defense, I've got 5 in the back line, but 2 scrubs. Mm-hmm. So I'm only playing the 3. And that's Segura. I mean, he's definitely... LAFC has been... Who is it? Is it Hollingshead at one point? Is it Aaron Long? Is it Palencia? It kind of it's Segura now. Like consistently, he gets bonus points, he gets assists. It's Segura.
Yeah,
and he's got 2 shots at it. You got to take an LAFC with good matchups too. I have Ceballos from New England.
Mm-hmm.
I think that he is really examining it. You look at his numbers consistently. He's the guy for New England. And then I have Wagner. I love his matchup. I didn't go Colorado or Miami.
Yeah.
I just didn't love them defensively.
Even with
2, I just thought Wagner with 1, and in that matchup was a better choice than some of the... Colorado could get smoked these games and have 0s and -1s on these defenders.
Yeah.
So Wagner is my 3rd guy.
The only one from either of those teams I considered was Jordi Alba, but I don't know.
And I thought about it, and look at Alba's numbers. No,
they're not good.
He gets nothing. So I thought Wagner was a much better pick than Alba, but I looked at him first. I put him in.
Yeah.
And then when I went and looked, I was like, ooh. So... midfield, Mihailovic and Heel on the field.
Mm-hmm.
They both got 2 shots. Evander's my 3rd one on the field. On the bench, I have Zinkernagel.
Gotcha.
He's just been really consistent. I like his matchup. And I have Cu Di Pietro. He has been scoring a lot lately. And you're going to give him 2 shots.
That's true.
2 games at it. He's on the bench just in case. 2 out of 3 because of the scrubs on the double Autoroo. But I think he could, and I think he could be a differentiator this week.
Yeah, possibly.
Bouanga and Messi on the field. Messi's my captain, and like I said, Suarez on the bench. I thought about making some changes. The problem is with Suarez getting in, but I have to have at least 3 defenders.
Yep.
And I have to have at least 3 midfielders. So there was nowhere really to fit Suarez with 2 defenders being scrubbed.
Yeah, no, for sure. And I even thought about, could I go to like a 3-4-3? But I like the 5-3-2 this week better.
Yeah. I like the double Otteru, especially with guys like DiPietro, Zinkernagel, and even Suarez. So that's my team. This is a week I do really like my team. I will regret saying that because it's usually when I really like it the best that things go poorly. But
right.
We'll see what happens.
Cool. Well, guys, it was a short one this week, but that is our show. Why is the camera out of focus?
I don't know. It's out of focus. I don't know how long it has been, so hopefully not too long.
Yeah.
At least you'll hear everything.
Yeah, we'll see. And we're back. Jesus.
Fantastic.
Well, that's our show.
We're just getting back into it.
It's a new studio, guys. Give us a minute. Thank you so much for tuning in. We will see you next week. John, anything else you want to say to the people?
Good luck. And Brian, always check your lineups.
Check your lineups, guys. We'll see you next week.